interesting to see whether or not how this camera does in comparison to the low light capabilities of the GH5. So I'm going to be vlogging with both of them. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm heading over to grab the fastest lens that I have, which is a 50mm f1.4, no 1.8, 50mm f1.8. And I have a vintage version of that same lens, so I'm going to be placing both of those lenses together and seeing how low I can go. And welcome to the still incomplete garage studio. Yeah, there's still quite a bit of work here that's needing to be done. But anyway, I'm here for this bad boy, this 50mm. Boom. And don't worry, because I know sometimes I get comments on folks like, yo, your sensor is exposed. Nah, don't worry about that. We're good with that. We're good with that. I got my 50. And while I'm here, let me get some sweet shots of the studio that I have right now. 50mm. Here we go. I'm already starting to break a sweat. I've only been here for like 5 minutes. So let's do this. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I put a comparable lens on. So 2.0. Actually, now we're at both at f1.8, 3200 ISO, and I wanted to compare the difference in image quality. Now, Canon doesn't have any picture profile, and on this, I'm on basically Cine like D, just making sure that I'm in focus. I'm wondering how far I can go before I end up losing focus. But I'm going to leave this here. I'll be right back. The Canon will most definitely track me as I bring the telescope over. There we go. Remote shooting operation. Boom, now I'm in focus. Wonderful. Just wanted to compare it in between the quality of the image in terms of noise. Based on what I'm seeing on the screen right now, I think the Canon would be a far better fit in terms of low light sensitivity. Right now I have the 17 to 55 f2.8 on the GH5. I also have the 50mm f1.8 on the M6 Mark II. But actually, you know what, let me go, whoops, see. So let me just go ahead and unplug this, bring that over, and then let me show you exactly the settings that I have for my low light comparison. All right, so these are the basic settings that I have on here. As you'll notice, we've got f1.8, shutter 1/50, and ISO 3200. Same thing on here, f1.8, ISO 3200. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch up the lenses, and let's see how the image in terms of brightness changes. Keep it both at, let's see if I can keep it 1.8. All right, so now we're at f2 and 3200 ISO on here, as well as 3200 ISO on the Lumix. And one thing's for sure, that the Canon is definitely a lot more contrasted. I can bump the ISO a little bit. Let's go to 6400. Boom. I think this is now better matching the Nifty 50 if I were to make a quick guess. And keep in mind, I am right now at arm's length for both of these lenses. Canon is actively tracking me. Generally speaking, I like the look on the Lumix. Canon is a little bit more contrasty, but the Canon is right now brighter. Now, I've had to make sure the focus is on me on the Lumix. Boom. And now this is where we get to see each of the separate cameras kind of show off. Where with the Lumix, I am going to stop this thing down all the way. Now we're at f1.2 on the Canon lens, and at the same time, can I actually f2? This is the lowest it's gonna go. Let's bring the shutter speed down to 1/30. Okay. Now we're looking. Now we're talking. So essentially, because this is so much brighter, I think the key thing here is whichever lens that you get, make sure it's a bright lens. So that way you get the best possible image quality, but the Canon is always gonna lock out. This is one of the perks of autofocus, right? It's like, I don't even have to think about it. And this is one of the things I miss. Like I wish Lumix had autofocus, it'd be the perfect camera. Minus the viewfinder. I gotta make sure I have my app. So let me just focus on, make sure that this thing is in focus. I just have to make sure. Nope, okay, I was too close. No, I'm still focusing on my face. Focus on my cell phone. Boom, okay. So right now I'm looking at my cell phone. Now if I were to do this, boom, it just catches it right away and right back at me. This is the perk, right? I'm gonna switch the lenses again, one more time. In fact, I'm gonna put 50 on both of them. All right, now we're at ISO 3200. I'm gonna have to stay arm's length for both of these lenses because I'm using a manual focus lens on my on the Lumix. Actually, let's bring this over here. So this way we have the light behind me. Boom, done. Yep, there we go. Just like that, it caught me. And whereas over here, and there you go, shadow side lit, and we're looking on the opposite side. Now this is the importance of having fast lenses for your Lumix camera, because what this allows you to do is you can shoot in the dark at night without you know, losing too much. Now, although that's where the flare is. That's where the flare is. This is so what if I move the telescope into the position? There you go. That composition is better. Arm's length, focused up. There. So yeah, lesson of the day is if you're gonna be shooting outdoors in the dark at night, doing astro stuff, you wanna make sure that you got some fast lenses. If you got fast lenses, you'll be able to do it without a lot of noise. Now keep in mind, I am recording at what? 3200? Yeah, that's at 3200 ISO. So if you're recording at 3200 ISO, this is the image that you get. This is without any adjustment between the two angles, right? No color correction, straight out of camera. And now this is what it looks like when I play around with the color correction a little bit in terms of both when I play around in lumetri, adjusting the contrast, the colors, matching the two angles, so this way the two of them look like that they were shot on similar cameras, although they were not. So the lesson here, I think, is the importance of today's day and age is making sure that you have fast lenses. Now, fast lenses, not for the beautiful background blur that you're getting over here. Generally, this is a good thing to get. This is a good image that you'll get with a 50mm lens. And I really, really like the look of the 50mm. I'm even considering maybe getting a fast 35 too. So, and here's the thing, a little tip is that the image, or rather the cost of a lens, whether it's a 50mm or 35mm, these two lenses are probably going to be the most cost-effective, cheapest prime lenses that you'll be able to get, either in vintage, such as this one from the Super Takomar 50mm f1.4, or even here, I think I got this for like less than 150, close to 150, whereas this one here is about $100, the Canon Nifty 51.8. And I get the impression that the 1.8 is brighter than the 1.4, although, or I might be wrong, but the 1.4 is plenty bright, it's plenty pretty. The only problem is this manual focus, so I can't click on my app to focus up real quick and easy. But yeah, getting a lens that's f2 or faster is going to be very important for shooting in low light conditions. Forget about the blur. Blur is nice, but it's making sure that the noise levels on your cameras are low. If the noise levels are low, you'll be able to maintain good quality, image. I have here, I just wanted to capture this for the record, my Canon M6 Mark II. Finally, it's been a while, so I just wanted to also see how long it would take for it to give me the overheating signal. So here I am, this is the Lumix camera right now, right, recording on, recording over there. And then this here, is my Canon EOS M6, low battery and overheat signal. That's right, folks. So this is the downside. See, the Lumix camera, I could record on this thing for days at a time, and it's not gonna overheat. But when it comes to the Canon, I know I can only go for a little bit. So essentially 4K continuous recording. I think I've been continuously recording for about an hour now, and it's gonna give me a overheat signal. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have fun checking out the stars, taking some photos, taking some videos, and I'll see you soon.